both tough.
I don't
They're
know.
both tough.
The better
I don't know who had that one. Yeah.
That just beats it on the Richter scale, I think.
I just knocked my Jack and Coke over, actually.
Now, are the judges allowed to let that factor into the scoring, or does it not? Can you not do it because the timer hasn't started?
Ladies and gentlemen, your fourth bout of the evening is an amateur MMA contest scheduled for three 3-minute rounds at a catch weight of 130 pounds. This bout is proudly sponsored to you by McMulkin Cadillac of Nashua, New Hampshire, and your referee in charge of the action, Mr. Kevin MacDonald. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner to my left, wearing black and red, and making his amateur MMA debut, representing F5 Fight Team. Please welcome Fouad Shahin. And his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, wearing blue and entering the cage 1-0 as an amateur mixed martial artist. He's representing Junico. Please welcome Carlos Vespaziano.
All right, the fight is underway. Fouad in the black shorts with the red designs. Carlos in the spandex with lots of colors.
The speed already is just, by both fighters, is just, it's exciting right now. Both the speed.
Yeah, it looks like
Fastest
we're going to see a finish quick, and that's good because Fouad on his back has a tattoo that says only God can judge him. So, you know, we don't want to be going to the judges. So.
Well, we're going to be judging him a lot tonight too. So, a lot of speed out of both guys, just connecting now and again though. But if something hits, it's going to go nuts. I'm actually, with the speed these guys have, I want to see them on the ground.
Yeah, this is actually close to the bantamweight. Bantamweight's 135 pounds. They're at a catch weight of 130. Okay. It's kind of known that the lower you go in weight, the faster these guys get. You're going to see they might not hit as hard as some of the heavyweights or Louis Carapi, but they're very, very fast, very crafty, and a couple good ground guys.
Yeah, Carlos looking a little bit more composed here. Throwing the cleaner shots, not wasting as much energy, but you know they're fast, like Dan said. And they typically don't get tired, these guys. So we'll see if that plays a part.
I'm tired watching them.
Carlos, he's owning the center of the octagon there.
That was a really nice slip. I mean,
yeah.
He dropped his head and just jumped out of the way. It's not textbook, but it would have been better if he could have stayed in the pocket to land something of significance back, but it looked pretty.
Superman punch.
I do like both of them are doing like little fake shots before they go in with their real shot to try to, a little fake out, which is nice to see sometimes if it works.
It's nice. It's nice to see them trying, but they're not. While they're trying to fake them out, they're not really selling it. They're kind of just moving their hand a little bit. A real fake should make the guy put his hands up. It looked like Carlos took a groin shot on that, but
yeah,
he's working right through it.
That was right in the dick.
Great takedown defense by Fouad.
Yeah, Carlos, where he's at right now, he should really be trying to drive to the single leg, or at least try to get double underhooks. He's just kind of dropping his weight. Yeah, Carlos just kind of muscled him to the ground, but hey, if you get it, you get it.
They finally got him down as we get the 10-second warning, so not much going to happen there.
Yeah, but that could win him the round. It most likely did if he didn't have one already.
All right, not a bad first round. A lot of movement, not a lot of contacts. Looks like they want to go to the ground. We'll see what happens in the second round. I don't know, guys. I don't even know who had an advantage that time. Not enough happened to really decide who took the lead. What do you guys think?
I'm going to give it to Carlos Vespaziano. The takedown here sealed it for me. I think some of the aggressiveness, you can kind of see some of the inexperience out of Fouad again when he's up against the cage. When you're pressed up against the cage, you've got to look to get your hips out, hips down. You've got to either cross-face in that position that he was in, where he was getting, there was a double leg takedown by Carlos. Fouad has to get a cross-face here, or like he had, he had an over-underhook, but it wasn't successful. He really needed to dig deep and get that cross-face in there.
All right, here we go. Second round getting ready to happen. Referee Kevin McDonald, center of the ring, getting the fighters ready. Cage is being locked up. Round 2, here we go.
I don't think referee Kevin McDonald has aged in the last 20 years.
No, and his hair is actually perfect. If you notice the way that he combs it and the way that he gels it, it's always the same. We could talk about it for hours, but yeah,
let's go to the fight.
Let's not.
Yeah, Fouad just slipping that punch again, and then actually taking a kick, taking Carlos down. Where he's slipping that punch, I mean, it shows good awareness, but like I said in the first round, I'd like to see him slip it and then land something of significance. Otherwise, you're just not getting hit, which, I mean, that's great and all, but you get to land some shots in return.
Now, why do you think he didn't take him to the ground when he caught his leg and he was holding it? He could have done anything he wanted to at that point.
He either didn't have the awareness or...
I think Carlos, because he just got smashed in the...
That might have done it.
I think it's indestructible at this point, because that's probably the third shot he's taken.
Yeah, he's taking a couple.
Don't even bother anymore.
He's got the anger. I'll tell you what, if I get kicked there, I get pretty angry too.
Yeah, I mean, especially after.
Oh!
I don't think that punch actually
Carlos.
landed. I think, or that kick rather. I think that was a slip.
It was almost like a really bad action movie.
Looked like he clipped
Yeah,
him.
it was. It looked like he clipped him, but I don't think it did. However, who knows what the judges saw? If the judges saw it land, or if they thought they saw it land, that counts.
Yep.
So it's the first time we're really on the ground for some time here in the MMA bouts. What we're looking for here is Carlos on top. He's going to look to pass guard. Right now he's in Fouad's closed guard.
Yeah, Fouad looking for the triangle here. Let's see, Carlos. Okay, postured up.
I was looking pretty for a quick second there.
Yeah, if he was able to create some angle, he would have been able to lock it down, but.
Going with the rubber guard there a little bit. There's Fouad.
Yeah, I think a lot of guys they watch some Eddie Bravo clips on YouTube and they fall in love with the rubber guard, but unless you're training it a lot, it really doesn't work for you well. Now I don't know how much Fouad is working that, but it's a really tough guard unless you're doing it a lot or you have really, really long legs. But he does seem to be attacking with the triangle. He's trying to go under the arm right now, or sorry, under the leg to get the armbar and the sweep. But he really needs to lock the arm in before he spins for that.
A lot of movement, a lot of times when these happen, people are sitting there waiting to make their move. These two haven't stopped.
He has the armbar.
Just so slippery there. Maybe first round could have gotten that, but too sweaty right now.
Moving all over the place. Fouad on top right now.
Yeah, Carlos looks like he took the butterfly hook out. I'm actually a little surprised about that. The butterfly hook's really good to stand up with. You push off, you create some space, and you're able to base out with it. But went back to a guard. A guard's a little bit more comfortable, but the butterfly guard, it's a lot more applicable in an MMA fight.
All right, guys, second round done and in the books. A lot more action that time. Pretty much the majority of it on the ground. Lewis, who do you think had the advantage in that round?
I'd say Carlos took that round, but it was pretty close, especially with Fouad having those submission attempts. But I mean, if you're on your back for any significant amount of time, you're likely to lose the round. So I'd have to go with Carlos.
Dan, what do you think?
I'm going to give it to Fouad.
Really? Why is that?
I just here at the end, sometimes your coach will tell you that the last 10 seconds it kind of stays in the judge's mind, and this one here, it stayed in my mind. He had a nice reversal here on top quite a bit, landing strikes, and like you said, when he lost the butterfly hook, he was really landing. It wasn't in front of us so much. He had his back to us, but I could see a lot of punches landing from here.
All right, Paul, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm going with Fouad too, because he's the only one who kind of did some damage that round right at the end there. He's the only one throwing punches that were landing right on top. So.
All right, round 3, here we go. Could be anybody's fight still. Anything could happen. Fighters to the center of the ring, standing, moving quick, trying to find out which way they want to go. Who's going to make the first move?
Nice leg kick. Carlos returns it.
Yeah, you know, based off what Dan said, I wouldn't be surprised if they have split a round apiece. So this should be a nice entertaining round. See who takes the fight.
You know, I kind of thought with the speed that they came out with that there was going to be a knockout because someone was just going to catch something just right, but they seem to be just as good on their defense.
Yeah, Fouad's using a lot more unnecessary movement, where Carlos's footwork looks a little bit more composed. Looks like he's had a lot more coaching with that. Fouad looks like he watched Dominic Cruz a couple times and is trying to emulate that or something to that effect.
Not a bad guy to emulate, though, right?
Yeah, but there's only one Dominic Cruz, and you can find your own way of that working. But Fouad's not light enough on his feet for that to work. And right now he's going to watch for that guillotine, watch for the knees. Thankfully it's amateur, so he can't get kneed in the face, but you know, those to the body hurt as well. So let's see if Fouad can turn this into a takedown. But he's really going to fight the hands to watch the choke first.
Now, I'm a little confused, guys, because in amateur, aren't they supposed to wear shin guards?
Here in New Hampshire, you don't have to wear the shin guards. In Massachusetts, you do.
Oh, fair enough.
Massachusetts, you do now. Used to not have to. I think with amateur, they can kind of change the rules as they see fit. You know, that's at least my take, but they do seem to change the amateur rules a lot. No, I didn't see. Did Carlos just get dropped there, or did he slip?
It was a kick. Knocked him. Kick kind of made him.
Gotcha.
But it does look a little slippery in there.
Fouad's got that anger in his eye. I like it.
Absolutely.
He's had it the whole fight.
I think Fouad caught him with the liver shot.
Yeah, he just threw that big shot. That was again a shot, a low blow.
Carlos with a big right hand there.
Nice big shot to the body.
That's the end. That's
He's
the
not
end.
even defending himself.
Yeah, you saw it in his eyes. He caught him just right. Carlos was in a lot of pain. A lot of pain.
I think Carlos took one too many shots at the end there. I think he was done with that body shot.
Yeah, he hit him with the body shot, and Carlos kind of dropped his hands and sat down. But I mean, this is a fight. It's not over until the ref's in there. So that's dangerous. You could have taken some big shots doing that. At least cover yourself up. But yeah, really good finish by Fouad. Way to smell blood.
All right, well, no waiting for a judge's decision on this one.
Thank God, like that tattoo said. Look, I mean, look at his back. Only God can judge him.
And there it is. Finally, a tattoo that tells the truth.
Good show of sportsmanship by both fighters at the end. Always good to see. Carlos is up, walking around, feeling good. So probably not feeling good about the loss, but I'm saying, you know, he's up. That's good.
You know, he fought a good fight. He just took a hit in a spot that took him down.
Fouad also won the battle of the facial hair. So
agreed.
2 wins tonight.
All right, let's turn it over to John Vina for the official announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time. 2 minutes and 35 seconds of the third and final round. Referee Kevin McDonald stops this contest. The winner by TKO victory in his amateur debut, Fouad Shahin.
All right, great fight. Great number 4 battle. Well, not that it matters, but I like to do this. The blue corners seem to be dominating the night. Red corner has 1 win, blue 3 nothing. Again, it doesn't matter. I just like colors since we're talking about hairdos and facial hair tonight.